start with the introduction, after years of preparation and drafting, the Union Cabinet, chaired by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, has finally given the green light to a Model Tenancy Act 2021. According to the government's press release, the Tenancy Act aims at creating a vibrant, sustainable, and inclusive rental housing markets in the country to promote creation of adequate rental housing availability for the income groups, thereby addressing the issue of homelessness. The approved law will now be circulated to states and union territories. Adaptation by way of enacting fresh legislation or amending uh, existing rental laws suitably. Now, the important point here to note is land falls under the state list of the 7th schedule, and according to Article 246 of the Constitution, the state governments have exclusive power to make laws on subjects in the state list. Now, coming to the background. The codified legislation dealing exclusively on rent related matters in the real estate market has been long ignored in India. The existing customary local rent control laws were being practiced since independence without much modification and contained pro tenant clauses, thus restricting the growth of the renting housing segment and discouraged the landowners from renting out their vacant premises. On the political front, the Model Act seeks to fulfill its objective target of housing for all by 2022 under the ambit of Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana. The Model Tenancy Act 2019 takes forward what was proposed in the Draft Model Tenancy Act 2015, and the government had first released the draft of the Model Tenancy Act of 2020 in 2019. Now, coming to the significance of the Act. All the acts, whenever introduced, contain certain significance. So, in the present Act, it is an important piece of legislation that promises to ease the burden on civil courts, unlock rental properties stuck in legal disputes, and prevent future tangles by balancing the interests of tenants and landlords. It seeks to establish a speedy adjudication mechanism for dispute resolution, regulate renting of premises, and protect interest of landlords and tenants. Now, the need for the law in this regard would be young educated job seekers or students such as you and me migrating to large metropolises often complain of onerous tenancy conditions and obscene sum of money as security deposits that they are asked to fork out to lease accommodation. In some cities, tenants are asked to pay security deposits amounting to 11 to 12 months of rent. Also, some house owners routinely breach tenants' right to privacy by visiting the premises unannounced for sundry repair works. Whimsical rent raises are another problem for tenants, many of whom complain of being squeezed as captive customers. Besides, tenants are often accused of squatting on the rented premises or trying to grab the property. Now, coming to the highlights of the Act. So, the Model Act proposed contains essential engagements of the proposed Act. This includes the law is applicable prospectively and will not affect existing tenancies. It is not applicable on hotel, lodging house, dharmshala in premises for industrial use and premises owned or promoted by the central and state governments, union territories, local authority or statutory bodies, premises owned by the company, university or places given on rent to its employees as a part of service contract. Also, the premises owned by religious or charitable institutions. So the rent authority, such as rent courts and rent tribunals, are to be set up at district levels to deal with landlord tenant grievances on a time bound basis, though no specific timeline. Written agreements is a must for all new tenancies. The agreement will have to be submitted to the concerned district rent authority. In case of force majeure conditions such as earthquake, cyclone, war, flood, etc., certain advantages and concession shall be provided to the tenant. In case the premises has been affected so badly due to force majeure condition that it is impossible to reside in it, then the rent shall not be charged till the time the premises has been restored and made inhabitable. Now coming to the provisions of the Act. The provision related to the security deposit. Landlords can seek an amount not more than 2 months' rent as security deposit. This deposit would be returned to the tenant after deducting the necessary charges. Now the next provision is rent revision. The policy states that if a rent agreement is made for a specific period, the landlord cannot increase the rent amount within this period unless a provision to that effect has been expressly stated in the agreement. The landlord will have to give a written notice 3 months in advance before revising the rent. Landlords can increase the rent if they have incurred expenditure on account of improvement, addition, or structural alteration which does not include repairs. Entering the rented premises. The landlord must give the tenant a notice of 24 hours in advance to enter the premise. The visiting time has to fall between 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. Tenants cannot sublet part or whole of the rented building without the prior permission from the landlord. If they have permission to do so, tenants cannot charge an amount more than the rent they pay themselves. The maintenance of the rented premises. The responsibility to maintain the premises lie with both the parties. The rent agreement will have to specifically mention who takes care of what in case of damages. If the responsibility lies with the landlord and he refuses to do the needful, the tenant can deduct the money he spent on the same in the monthly rent. In a reverse situation, the landlord can deduct the amount from the security deposit. In case the amount is larger than the deposit, the tenant will be liable to pay the balance. After the termination of the rent period, the landlord will be liable to get double the monthly rent for 2 months and 4 times the monthly rent thereafter for the use and occupation by the tenant. Now, coming to the most important provision of this act. The landlord could move the rent court in case the tenant does not pay rent for 2 months. If the tenant corrects the situation within 1 month of the matter reaching court, they will be allowed to stay. If this is their only default in the course of that year. In case the premises are not fit for habitation, the tenant would be within his right to leave it after serving a 15-day notice period. Now, the controversies aligned to this act are: the Model Act specifies minute details of what should be included in a rent agreement, such as assigning responsibility for structural repairs and routine maintenance, and the maximum security deposit. It is unclear why a central legislation must include such detail which may be mutually agreed upon by contracting parties when signing an agreement. The registration of the rent agreements require Aadhaar number to be submitted. Mandating submission of Aadhaar number to register a rent agreement may violate a Supreme Court judgment of K.S. Puttaswamy versus Union of India. Further, the authority must upload the details of the agreement on a public portal. This may again violate the right to privacy of the contracting parties. The timeline for resolution of some disputes by adjudicating bodies has not been specified in the Model Act. These include disputes on withholding essential services, revision of rent, and contraventions by property managers. Now, coming to the challenges and impacts ahead. The Act is not binding on the states as land and urban development remain state subjects. The Act will fuel the rental housing supply by attracting more investors. More rental housing stock will help students, working professionals, and migrant populations to find urban accommodation. Aimed at bridging the trust deficit between tenants and landlords by clearly delineating their obligations that will open up more players in the field, confidence to landlords. Now, coming to the conclusion. As per Census 2011, around 110 lakh houses are lying vacant in urban areas. The Act will precisely address this problem through measures that will instill confidence in the landlords and nudge them to improve the quality of the rental housing stock while also encouraging many more to open their premises for renting out to interested parties. The Model Act would overhaul the rent control laws which are being enforced by the respective states at present. Most of these laws were formulated in the early 1900s and contain archaic provisions which needs to get modified. Thank you.